Forgot I haven't logged in so long on Discord. I need to do my two-factor authentication. Yeah. Let's see, are we up on YouTube? I'm not even sure. Alright, let's see. Authie. 334120. Koideta mozo. Alright, let's see. Okay. Go down to our Discord channel here. Live stream. Yep. Hey Gujo, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Let's see, let's grab this live stream link here. That's not the live. No. Live. There we go. Grab the link. Let's see. Let's grab this live stream link here. Nice. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up, Gujo. Appreciate you. Put that in here. Boom. All right. So we now have the live stream up and running. Incognito, hello. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're hopping into Dominion here as we speak. Got some good news and mainly just good news. Obviously, I was off for a little bit. We'll be talking about that here shortly. Been crazy. Was on a little bit of vacation, as you guys know. I had some flight delays, which were brutal. So that was an experience in itself. We'll see how that all plays out. Should be a good time, though. Hey, Francis. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Also, question for you guys. Am I the only one having a bit of a slower connection with the Facebook aspect of things? I'm not sure if that's just because of my internet connection in general, or if you guys are also experiencing that. Maybe it's part of, Hero Wars adding some new content, I think, to the game, which has also kind of slowed some of how the content uploads. I mean, obviously, if you have super fast internet, that's one thing, but just curious if anyone is experiencing something like that. Love to know more about it. All right, I'm going to keep refreshing here until we get a little bit better of a connection. It looks like sometimes it lets me in and sometimes it lets me have a little bit of problem. Anyway, all right. Hey, John Jensen, nice to have you here. I did have a good couple of weeks off. Absolutely. Feeling refreshed, which we love. Also, got a nice little bit of time to explore, which was very nice. See some old friends that I hadn't seen in, 4 or 5 years now. So it was really nice to kind of catch up. Cannot complain at all. Anthony Smith, hello. And he says hello to the chat as well. Gary H, hello. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. We're getting started here soon. Not really sure why my Hero Wars page is not cooperating with me, but that's okay. Worst case, we'll hop over to web and see if that works a little bit better. I know for me, Facebook, of course, now it decides to work. Of course it does. Of course. Sure, why not? We're gonna reopen up our Safari. Sometimes, I don't know what it is, but this past week, Hero Wars has been giving me some issues on the Facebook version in terms of logging in. Just haven't had smooth connection. I always have to refresh 3 or 4 times. Maybe it's just me. Francis says I'm on web. Sometimes the dungeon glitches lately, but otherwise all good. Gotcha. Yeah, the dungeon for me definitely glitchy for sure. One of those spots for sure. Also, just whenever I face Osh, just having issues with that. Not really sure what else to make of it. Also, this this ad never goes away for me. It just stays here forever, which is super frustrating. But Yeah, worst case, I'll switch over to web here in a second. Not really sure what else is going on. We'll just open a new tab and open up Hero Wars web and see if that runs better for us. Because it seems like okay. I see. This is what I'm dealing with. It's like every time like I want to switch over, they slowly reel me back into the Facebook. So we'll see what happens here. The first thing I really wanted to look at essentially was the Eternal Summer Season, because I did look at it briefly, but not like in depth. Obviously, we have a couple of summer skins that are, again, exclusive, which is not my favorite type of event, because it does feel like Hero Wars is really forcing us into those situations where we need to make decisions on whether we want to purchase a Eternal Summer Season Pass, right? So I'm thinking, what I remember is I definitely remember seeing a Rufus skin, which was bothersome to me because I like Rufus. But I didn't really, I think Kai was the first skin, the beach skin. Correct me if I'm wrong. Going off of memory here. I know Kai has a beach skin. I don't know if it's this one in particular right now. What else do we got going on? We got Iris also with a Eternal Summer Season, right? So those are some new skins that are coming into play. Don't necessarily love that they are paywall blocked essentially. Okay, this I'm giving up on this for right now. We're gonna try opening up Hero Wars on web and seeing if that does anything for us here. Satori, that's what it is, Francis. That's right. Satori, Rufus, and Iris. I mean, two great heroes. Right now, again, I've said this, I'm a broken record on Satori. Not a great hero on Facebook and web. On mobile, Satori is a great hero. You really can't go wrong using Satori on mobile. But on Facebook and web, with Sebastian the way that he is, you can't make a good argument for using Satori against any team that has Sebastian. And I would say borderline even Isaac, right? If you have both of those, forget about it. You're not using them. John Lesson, thank you for the welcome back. Appreciate it. Nice to have you here. We're having some glitchy Wi-Fi issues. I'm going to have to get this resolved at some point. So I'm going to kind of work through it here as we go. Obviously, we can talk a little about Hero Wars anyway. I don't have to necessarily play every aspect here. Yeah, so Rufus is magic. And of course, wow, web is working way better than Facebook thus far. We'll see how this all plays out, though. I always get stuck on the ad. It's like I close it, and then like I try pressing it again, and it takes me to the tower. Try to close out of the tower, and then like it just loads for a second. But anyway, yes, the Satori, Rufus, and Iris skins. Rufus is magic defense, which you can definitely skip. I agree. I would say though, it never hurts to have the extra skins personally, even though I get it. It's not like an essential skin. I still don't love that there's like a paywall between purchasing the new skin and just kind of playing the game and having it available later on. Like I feel like you should still be able to purchase it later using just skin stones, right? You don't need to like purchase it using actual like currency, right? You don't need to use like USD or euros or whatever, whatever it may be. You don't need to like spend that in that manner. Let's see. Anthony Smith says, I play both on Google Chrome, and it's A-OK for me at the moment. So I guess my backup is to try Chrome if Hero decides to continue not working for me here. Not really sure. I don't even think I have my info logged in on Chrome, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Apologies, guys. I'm not really sure what to run here right this second. Hey, Wally. Nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Let's see. I'm going to try Facebook here. Have not logged in a minute, so I may ask for my credentials here. Yeah, I don't really remember my information here. I could look it up, but it will take a second. I'm going to keep trying Safari, see if it gives me a better chance here. Web seemed to be the more likely of the two based on the stream speed, but worst case scenario, we'll just talk here and chat a little bit, and maybe I'll I don't know, pull up a wallpaper or something that's interesting. But yeah, no, I agree with you guys. And we'll cut the stream short, obviously, if that ends up happening. But the new Iris skin is the only reason I purchased the golden ticket. Incognito, I hear you, and I mean, I get it. Iris is a great hero. She's one of those heroes that you definitely could utilize in so many different situations, and I don't really see a reason why, you wouldn't. If you're using Iris, you would want that skin, and I think it makes good sense to have it available to you. I just really don't like the paywall thing. I'm gonna keep emphasizing that. I don't love that Hero Wars is doing that. Well, it says Satori's good on web, but that depends on some features you play him on. All right. I mean, can you be a little more specific, Wally? I do think Satori is good against maybe a boss fight, like if we're looking at Orion boss, like the evil boss in particular. But I can't really speak on his gameplay in the player versus player matchups. It just seems like he has a lot left to be desired. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't have the same strength or pizzazz. And if anyone's playing mobile right now too, I do really, really like how Hero Wars has introduced this new character. I believe it's Cascade, I want to say. I almost feel like Cascade's a better version of Kark. If we see this hero come into Facebook and web, you can see me shifting away from using Kark and maybe moving into Cascade as a potential replacement for Kark down the line. I really like the way that he or she plays. He has some really interesting skills that I think could be beneficial here. Let me see if I can pull that up. It's totally plausible that this works, and of course my normal stuff isn't. Let's see if I can figure out a way to mirror my game here as I talk with y'all. Haven't done this in a second, so I might have to look up the instructions on how to mirror. But I think, let's see, I think it's QuickTime Player. Let me see here. Let's see, screen mirroring. I feel like there's definitely an easier way to do this too. Displays maybe? Give me a sec. We'll see if I can get this going here. How to share my iPhone screen. Let's see. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing any comments here. Play on Google Chrome. It's working. I don't know what to tell you right now. Niller says Eternal Summer Season sucks. Rufus does not need magic defense or health skin. Only health skin is good for Iris. Totally get that. Maverick saying hello. Hey Maverick, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Let me see what we got going on here. Oh, there we go. Now you guys can see what I'm looking at, right? Hopefully. Here we go. Here's some Hero Wars. This is my mobile version of the game. Figure we'll pivot, since normally I would like to show you my Facebook version of the game, but right now we've got some technical issues with web and whatnot. I'll have to come back to you guys and show you that later, but right now we do have some stuff going on mobile, and this is kind of the hero that I'm talking about and kind of previewing what we may see later, which is Cascade. I really like this hero. Tell me that this design doesn't remind you at least of Kark. I mean, how is that? How is this guy not related to Kark? Um, Here's the backstory on him. One morning, a fisherman from a nearby village came down to the rapid river to fish, only to find a young Titan washed ashore. He adopted the child, naming him Cascade. With each day spent among humans, Cascade drifts further away from his titanic nature, but his developing power never fails to remind him of his origins. A Titan or a human? Someday Cascade will have to choose. I mean, look, he's an agility hero. He's got the same, I guess, essentially like tentacles or attacker things, right? These, I would call them tentacles, that are coming out of him. Looks very much like Kark. How are you telling me that this is not Kark, but a better version of him? I don't know. I really like this guy. I foresee myself in the future, if Cascade comes to Facebook and web, this is a hero to consider using down the line. I mean, I would probably replace my Kark with Cascade if I were to do this, if Cascade comes to game in the future. Just throwing this out here, just so you guys know, as a quick pivot here. A couple of cool things that mobile has done, and I'm going to probably try to make some content on this down the line. Some changes. You can kind of see here, there's a bunch of different little marks, right? You can kind of see here, there's a bunch of different heroes. Obviously, same as Hero Wars, Facebook and web. But you can see like there's like these leaf symbols, right above, right around Aurora and Chaba, right? And that tells you that it's of a specific faction. So now they're really trying to promote this idea that there are these like certain heroes that have better synergy, which I think is interesting. But they're really pushing that angle on mobile. Just thought I'd let everyone know about that on Facebook and web, of course, right? And obviously this is the other cool feature that I wanted to point out. I'm sure some of you guys have kind of seen it before, but there are these like heroic chests. And what you can see is there's a guaranteed grand prize opening of Cleaver on the left side here. I think Hero Wars, Facebook and web should do the same thing. Guaranteed prize on your 400th opening, even if you pull a grand prize prior, right? So that's something that I think is kind of worth pointing out here. I have a free pull if I watch this ad, so just ignore that as it goes on. But I think that's something that's worth noting, is that, you know, there is a guaranteed grand prize on the 400th open of mobile. I think Facebook and web, there shouldn't be a difficulty in implementing something like this down the line. Even though there are fail-safe numbers, let's make it more transparent and allow players to, you know, have a guaranteed chance at getting Cleaver or something else, because Cleaver right now is the grand prize as it stands. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I think that's one area that Heroes could improve in, right? For sure. Let's see. Missing some comments here. Francis says Satori is a nice luxury for Grand Arena, some adventure bosses, and Clash of Worlds. I do have Satori available on my Facebook and web, more on my Facebook than web, but yeah, just something that, I mean, I think Satori's nice, but he's definitely not a mandatory hero, right? He's not like a Kark or a Astaroth that you're going to plug into almost any lineup. You're going to be okay. Yasmin even, the twins, a lot of different kind of potentials there. Here you can see I just pulled Satori on Facebook, plus I get 80 of these intelligent skin stones. That's another aspect I think Hero Wars, Facebook, and web could implement, right, is just simply on these openings. Not only do you get a number of soul stones for a hero, you also get some other rewards. And what I mean by that is you'll see resources. So you can see that you're guaranteed to get one of these 4 rewards, right? You obviously you're going to get soul stones, but typically what you'll see is if you can't get any more hero soul stones, you're going to get some sparks of power, right? That's usually what you get for upgrading your Titans, so you can upgrade the gift of elements, right? So that is what we're talking about when we're talking about, for example, gift of elements for any hero here, right? You can see, well, I maxed out some of these guys, but if I were to go down to Cascade, right, one of my newest heroes, gift of elements, right? You can kind of invest these sparks into your hero and get more of those without having to worry about upgrading your hero or your Titans, right? So that's kind of cool. Also, if your hero, and this works for each individual hero. So the hero that you pull actually gives you, or makes the determination what reward you get. So once you pull a hero that, let's say, either sparks of elements are not, or their gift of elements is now complete, right? You're not going to get the sparks. You're actually going to get the rare enchantment runes. Now, if your hero already has all those rare enchantment rune sections filled out, let's say, for example, my Kira, right? All of those, let's see, glyphs, all of my glyphs are maxed out on Kira. So if I got Kira Soul Stones, I would be getting Skin Stones instead, right? So that would be the reward list here. Going back down, resources, you would be getting the far right prize, Skin Stones. So I think that would be another way to get more Skin Stones and allow players like you, me, whoever else who needs these new skins for heroes, because there's a bunch of skins with heroes, to be able to acquire more of that, right? So I think that would be another cool addition that Hero Wars could make on Facebook and web. That would be pretty simple. Going back to the grand prize, last thing I want to point out here, if you look at the grand prize, obviously Cleaver is an option, and that is the #1 option, but there's actually other options here. So other than Cleaver, okay, that's not grand prizes. Here we go. Other than Cleaver, we do have other grand prizes. You got skins, right? So these skins can be pulled. Like, that's 5,000 skin stones right there being straight up pulled. We've got different options here. We've got, oh man, now I'm blanking on his name. Guy with the hammer. Fafnir. Duh. Then you also have like Anvari, Faceless, Lars, and not Iris. How am I blanking on her name, too? This is brutal, guys. Brutal. Getting old. No, I'm kidding. It's Amira. That's right, Amira. So, I mean, you have, like, so many different heroes rewards that you could get. I think it'd be cool if Hero Wars also allowed for this kind of, like, guaranteed grand prize, 400 pulls. Like, I think that would be cool. I think a lot more people would buy into looking into the chests. Just my thought. 2 cents there. Wanted to share that with you guys. Show you that that was something that's going on Hero Wars mobile that I think could be implemented into Facebook and web as well. Sorry, not trying to miss too many comments here as well. Wally likes Satori for Grand Arena offense, since he doesn't have to face Sebastian or Isaac. That makes sense. Dante would be good as well. Healing would be an issue. Yep. Incognito says, what would be a good 5th hero for this team? Corvus, Morgan, Phobos, and Iris. Well, I really like the tank. Obviously, Corvus is phenomenal. I do like Morgan as well. I think Morgan's one of those heroes who you really just can't go wrong with. Pairing with Corvus and Morgan on her own, great. Phobos, great for that middle line protection. Kind of gives you a little bit of healing, but also really just slows down the main physical attacker on the opposing side. And then you have Iris, who helps you cut down on really any defenses to, like, major defenses to magic defense and magic attack. Sorry, magic defense and defense armor in particular. So I kind of like the look. The hero that I would probably add, maybe one option could be Nebula. Mainly because you want a little more healing, and Nebula will also give you some physical attack, which is not bad, considering that you're going to be relying kind of heavily on Morgan's skeletons, and obviously Corvus's major tower, right? So I think that might not be a bad option. Maybe not the best option, but one option. If you really want to go offensive, Jet could really help as well. Corvus, Morgan, Phobos. I'm trying to think here. Corvus, Morgan, Phobos. Let me look at some heroes here. Let's see. I would personally consider Jet. I mean, it's very offensive. I get it. I do like Dante. I know. Wally mentioned that earlier. Dante's not a bad hero to have in this situation. Just because once he gets loaded, he fires off rounds. I think Ishmael could be a great frontline addition as well. Give you a little bit more of a buffer before you end up hitting, what do you call it, Morgan, right? You have Corvus, and if Corvus gets taken down quick, you do have a little bit more of a shield. I do like Dante. That's a really good look. I think Dante would probably be my favorite choice, that Wally also mentioned as well. And I think it just makes sense. I really do. I think it makes sense, a lot of sense. Okay, let's look at one thing here on mobile. And one thing I'm going to look at is I'm going to just pick up some gold. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to Elements, Titan Artifacts. Now, Titan Artifacts work way differently on mobile than they do on Facebook and web. It's a lot more simple in the fact that you can simply upgrade using gold. You don't have to have the element of essence, right? The specific item that you need to have, like we do have on Facebook and web. So kind of makes it a little bit life easier on the players. Also, these skills or these seals themselves deal a little bit different damage. So it's a little bit different of an algorithm when you're looking at it from that perspective as well. Let's see, Altar of Elements. Pull these 93. And again, there's kind of a different shop format here as well. You kind of go from the Altar of Elements to the Merchant, but you can actually access the Merchant down here as well, which is what I typically do. And we go to Hydra Shop. That's what they call the the store. So we kind of go down here, and I just pick up a bunch of artifact coins, typically with this one here. It's really the best way for free-to-play players to acquire artifact coins and to upgrade artifacts in general. So like when I am trying to complete any hero, for example, I do typically try to lean more heavily on picking them up from basically the remnants of your rewards that you end up picking up. So I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of Scythe of Redemptions here. Let's see, I'm missing a bunch of comments as well. Sorry. Incognito says, I need a magic attacker. Okay, if you need a magic attacker, I'm trying to think, who is the best magic attacker that's available right now? Magic attacker. I mean, Satori's not a bad magic attacker. The problem is he will get countered. I love Orion. Orion could be a potential magic attacker that you could look at. Could use Leanne as well. Leanne, Mojo, and Orion are probably my top three choices from what I'm seeing. Peppy's good too. But I think out of the three, I really like Orion the most. Cascade about to get an upgrade here. Probably should have saved one upgrade for Cascade in general, because I do love Cascade. I think Cascade's going to be one of my top emerging heroes soon. Really going to start pushing for Cascade in my Hero Wars lineup on mobile. I do have a pretty strong Kark, but Kark better watch out. Cascade's coming for him. I really, really like the way that Cascade has its skills go off. Just seems to be super damage effective. Super scary. I would not want to be on the wrong end of this attack. I think Cascade's a huge hero to watch out for. Different faction on mobile for sure, but in the grand scheme of things, if Cascade were to come as is on Facebook and web, ultimate game changer, I think, personally. I'm a big Cascade fan. Okay, let's see. Well, he says Kark out here playing the field, or Cascade is a tribe related to Kark. No, he's not. That's the thing. Cascade is not related to Kark. Different faction, but the same main stat of agility. But Way of Mystery hero. Still a marksman. And more of a backline hero. So what's interesting, and let me see if I can pull up an example of a matchup here. Can we do test matches, or is that not? Trainings. There we go. Trainings. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. Let's do create hero battle. Oh man, I can't do like maxed out teams. Hero battle. Put Kark in the lineup, and I want to put Cascade in the lineup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Nebula here and Martha. And I just want to put out like some, not like super strong team. I just want to put out something to kind of showcase what these heroes look like in their damage dealing. Just don't want to be too weak, but I don't want to be too strong either. Let's see. Maybe this will show it. The main point I want to make is like, look at where Cascade and Kark stand. You can actually put Nebula in the middle of them, and I feel like that's kind of scary as well on Facebook, or down the line potentially. At least on mobile right now, I think it's scary. Look at that attack. Cascade cuts right through the middle of the opposing team, deals a lot of damage, and now Kark is now just targeting those heroes that were hit. Let me slow that. Let me back that. Can we back that up? Can we show that again? See that again. What you can really, and let me see if can I pause this? Let's see. So I'm going to pause it as soon as Cascade, right, gets going here. So Cascade's right here. As soon as Cascade gets going with that attack, that's just a dangerous, dangerous torpedo. Watch that. Look at that. It's already cutting right through the middle of the team. Crazy. Craziness right there, dealing damage right to the front. And Kark really just goes after the weakest hero. So the hero that's taking damage from Cascade is just getting destroyed. It's just a scary combination, guys. I think that's going to be a very scary combination. I really, really like Cascade. I love that plow through of attack. It's kind of like a variation on Kira, but like it looks like kind of like I would almost say like kamikaze. But like no, it looks like a pretty dangerous attack that looks pretty lethal when you look at how Hero Wars has this set up. So I don't know, just something to be on the lookout for if Cascade comes to Facebook and web, which I think down the line it will. We'll just see if it plays out the exact same way that it has so far on mobile. I really, really like how that's all played out. Let's see. Wally says they will be upgrading the hero chest on web. Good. It's long overdue. Hero Wars definitely needs it. Frank says Dorian to keep Iris alive. I don't mind the look. I do think Dorian is a good option. Not going to be dealing a bunch of magic attack for you, but could be something useful. Anconio says, I was thinking Orion and Arachne. Orion's probably going to do the most damage, but Arachne would help with survivability. Arachne is also kind of like a secondary tank, so it would not be a bad option either. The only question is what happens if Hero Wars keeps flip-flopping, because Hero Wars has made Arachne a physical attacker on occasion. Doesn't always make sense, but they have done it. But overall, you should be okay. Should be a-okay. Okay, so because I don't have access to Facebook right this second and web, we're not going to get too much into the current state of affairs that everything's going on in Facebook and web. There is a tropical fair event going on for mobile, which is just simply a discount sale, really, on items. Nothing super special there. But what you guys are really here for anyway is the picker wheel. So let's take a look at that. And I'm going to have some great news for you guys regarding that. So let me pull up the picker wheel and show you guys why that is the case. So if you guys remember, I had a contest set up, right? We're going to have 60 winners, 30 from Facebook and 30 from web. But if you, as you can see here, my list is 31 people. And what you'll notice is there are some bonuses in here. So some people have, double chance bonuses, which means that everyone's going to end up being a winner. So that's the good news, right? On web, we've got a winner for every single person. Every single person's going to get a reward. I'm going to go through one by one. I'm going to reply to your comment. And when I reply to that comment, and when there's a heart mark finally, that means I sent you the reward. So I'm going to be commenting one person at a time on Facebook. And I'll be making sure that you guys get a reward. I'm not guaranteeing which one it's going to be yet. But it's going to be one of the ones that I mentioned in the video prior. So it's not going to be skins. But anything other than that, I'll be sending you something. We'll be getting everyone a reward. Everyone's going to be a winner here on the website. Same with Facebook, actually. Facebook even had fewer entrants. So everyone's going to be a winner. I just want to make sure that I, say that before the stream ends if we cut out at some point. Just want to make sure it's clear. Everyone's going to be a winner. And I will be messaging you one by one. If I still owe you a reward, which I'm sure I owe a couple of people rewards, please message me separately. Don't put it in the Discord or be like, hey Jay, can we talk in the Discord, or can we do a DM or something, or personal message or whatever. We'll go that route, because then it's just easier. I don't want to lose track. I mean, I was on vacation 2 weeks. And I apologize, but, had to do some, had some stuff to do and take care of. But yeah, so everyone's going to be a winner. Don't sweat it. I'm going to get through everyone one by one. If you see a heart mark by your name, that means I sent you the reward. I haven't sent anyone a reward yet. I did maybe leave a heart mark for someone before I started the stream. Those ones I'll take off all those hearts. Make sure that we reassess hearts only for when I send out those rewards. But yes, everyone's going to be a winner. I'll be messaging everyone for an ID. Gary H, yeah, the video was the last one that I posted on YouTube. Let me see here. Should be, let's see, I'm just going to look it up because somehow my YouTube is forgetting that I was signed in, like legit, just signed in. It should be my last video that is not a live stream. So this one right here, the 60 win winner contest, a scorching hot contest. So I'll definitely be going through that and be sending out a bunch of winners. We'll be having winners through that. So congrats to everybody. You all are winners. C1, please remind me, C1, Facebook or web. And if you can, ideally message me through Discord, just because it's so hard for me to catch every single thing on here. And I'm not trying to make any excuses. I'm going to give everyone the rewards, like obviously. But yes, C1, if you could please leave a comment on one of the videos. Let me know if it's Facebook or web, or even just the best way really is Discord. If you can message me on Discord, that makes my life so much easier. And if you can't, I totally understand that. We will get you your reward. Just leave a comment on on the last video or one of them, and I will send you your reward. C1, remind me if you're on Facebook or web, and I need your ID as well as, did I say what the reward was? If it's last stream, then I know it probably wasn't skin stones because I was low on skin stones across the board for Facebook and web. But yes, let me know. Gary H, it was this one right here. This is the video right here. Okay. Anthony says there's a rundown on all the remaining events for 2023 on the Hero Wars homepage. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. I will also be checking it out after the stream, just because I don't want to have everything crash on me here. Not really sure why I'm having such issues. I'm going to have to figure out the Wi-Fi situation here. Been moving a lot though, so that's probably part of it as well. Also just kind of the bandwidth on the particular Wi-Fi plan we have right now, not the top of the line. But anyway, yes, so that is you messaged me on Discord. Perfect, C1. I will follow up with you right after this stream, which will be right in like 5 minutes. But I do want to say thank you guys so much for entering the contest. Really, really appreciate it. We're going to be having more streams next week for sure. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do for August. But recapping kind of the vacation I went on, right? So went to New York. Really, really cool place, obviously. Visited upstate, saw some friends. When I say upstate, specifically I'm looking at Albany, Syracuse, kind of those areas. Really got to kind of navigate through that. Really had a great experience. They they gave me an electric vehicle. First time I've ever used one of those things. It was a Tesla. Overall, I can't complain. The Tesla, nice car, really drives really well. My biggest problem with it is charging. So if we ultimately move into electric vehicles, yeah, I think worldwide we're going to need to figure out something to do with the electric charging. Just gasoline's just so much more easy in terms of like all the stations available to fill up your tank. So yeah, in the US, really, really difficult, at least in New York, to find a lot of charging stations. So that was my biggest down on the electric car. But overall, the Tesla, great drive. Can't complain. As far as flying from destination to destination, JetBlue was great. Used JetBlue a lot. American Airlines, not bad either. United was awful. Cannot say, anything positive about United, unfortunately. So hopefully you guys don't fly United. We did end up going from upstate New York to New York City. Had a great time up there. It was beautiful. It was super hot. So if you're going to visit upstate or New York City, don't do it in the summer. It's hot. But yeah, I can't complain about that experience there. Yeah, if you're on both, Anthony, you won on both. I'll send you a message on both of those. No skin stones available on this particular giveaway because it was. Well, I'll explain that a little bit later. But no skin stones on this particular one. But there will be a chance for skin stones on the upcoming August contest, which I have not dropped yet. That should be dropped, though, in the next week and a half. Guaranteed by then. But yes. Doesn't Mike Tyson fly JetBlue? I believe he does. It's a very, JetBlue is very good. They have wide seats, free Wi-Fi for the most part. Really have nothing but good things to say about JetBlue. Same here in Quebec, and most of the time they don't work. Yeah, United just not a good flight. Missed like 3 connections because of them. Yeah, it was terrible. But ultimately, went from New York City to Vegas, or was supposed to go to Vegas, but then we got redirected by United like 3 times. One of the times was because their flight attendant that they had on the flight didn't show up because they were coming from another flight. Just come on, poor planning, United. This is terrible. Ended up missing 2 flights. Had to buy like 4 extra tickets. It was terrible. But ultimately, we went to Washington, and then we flew to Vegas. I'm gonna have to file a complaint with United, but anyway, yeah, no, it was a good experience overall. Just the United flights were not good. Everything else was great. Hotels were solid. I can't really complain. I mean, even the cheaper end ones in New York were pretty nice. And then Vegas was very nice. The airport was very interesting. I didn't expect to see I guess it's Vegas, right? So you'll see like casinos in the actual airport, which for me was rare because I don't usually see casinos in airports. But I guess I also don't fly to Vegas like very often, if ever. So it's cool. It's a great experience. Can't complain about it. In Vegas, obviously, you got this, it's called the Strip, where they have kind of all the main sites, right? Kind of sightseeing stuff. So it was a good time. Cannot complain at all. I would probably recommend it for sure. You could also see the bubble, right? Kind of where they have the preseason NBA basketball, kind of stuff. So it wasn't bad. Bass says, do the portals in this event automatically go into the inventory? No, they do not. Well, if you claim the rewards, then they will go straight into not your inventory, but straight into your total portal count. But if you don't claim them, they should go to your inventory, right? They'll be unclaimed rewards and they'll go to your inventory. But yeah, that is definitely the case. As for IDs, yeah, feel free to send them to me. I'll definitely get through them. Eventually, I'll probably have to ask, hey, can you confirm on YouTube as well? Just because I don't want to, accidentally be oh, you had the same name and, cross you off my list. But, yeah, we'll definitely send all you guys your rewards. But, yeah, thanks for hanging out with me here. I just want to kind of give you a recap on the vacation. It's solid. Ultimate news is most flights great. Just don't take United. Electric vehicles are cool, but the charging is totally tough. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Francis, if you don't claim the rewards, they should go to your inventory. If you claim the rewards during the event, right, we're looking at portal charges specifically for the current event, right, the pet event. If you claim those rewards in-game right now, they'll go straight to your inventory. If you don't claim them, they'll go to your mail. Any rewards that I send you will go straight to your mail. So just be on the lookout for that, and that is how things will go. But yeah, again, thank you so much for hanging out with me here on this live stream. I'll be sending out rewards here shortly and messaging you all via YouTube, so be on the lookout for a message. If it's not from, my account specifically, ignore it. But yes, I'll be sending out those rewards. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here on this stream. Look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon in Dominion. I'll be checking my Discord inbox right now. All right, have a good one, everyone.